Hi everybody and welcome to Wild Earth this afternoon. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's quite a few clouds around and it did start to drizzle a little bit and it has eased off, so we're going to try and stay out as long as possible. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we are going to be able to have a full gain drive this afternoon. My first plan of attack is to head down towards Twin Dams Road, where Karula was last seen this morning. And I went out just after breakfast and we did happen to see her sitting just off the road in the bush. So I think she could still be around there, otherwise she may have made her way through to where the cubs are, or even a kill that she possibly made sometime last night. And we think possibly in this block in front of us. I'm really hoping we get a chance to see her though. So let's climb aboard before the rain. I think we should try and drive this road on a few occasions this afternoon, just see if she does pop out. Maybe she wasn't successful and she just returned to the cubs. She might venture out later on, but there were some impala a little bit further down, so she wasn't successful. She may try and hunt them a little bit later. But with it being overcast as well, she could venture out at any time. We're going to try Chinapan, see if that throws anything up, and I think we'll try around Vulture's Nest and back over Gowrie Dam at some stage. And I wonder if the baboons are going to come back tonight. There was no sign of them this morning. I think they left yesterday and they headed south. Could have even been the day before. I know Graham said to me if they head south, they generally go when there's a big storm coming. And I wonder if it's true this time as well. Apparently there's a lot more protection from trees further south. See, the sun is trying to put through. It really is trying. Again, just like humans, animals are not a great lover of it being too cold. So when it's windy like this, very strong winds, a little bit chilly, I'm more likely to stay in a thicker bush where the wind is obviously not going to be as strong because it's sheltered by the bushes and the trees. Well, they get sheltered. And air also gets trapped between the bushes and the trees, so it stays slightly warmer than out in the open. Road this morning, did we? Maybe let's make a quick loop here. Try Mumber Road. And back around towards Twin Downs. Because there were some tracks of rhino around that area. Twin Downs and Leopard. Could be they made their way up this side. And then we'll do another loop up. Oh, sorry, Terrapin. Terrapin fleeing for his life. Oh, he's gone. Can you still see him? He was just in this track here. No, he's gone. Oh no, he's in the middle. There he is. He's going to come out onto the road there. Oh, gone. Shame. Heading for the deeper pool. There he is. Can you get him there? Before he heads in? No, gone. We get the hinged terrapin and the marsh or helmeted terrapin. And they do give off this quite a smelly substance, which is supposed to deter any predators from eating them. And I know Mishu seems to have a taste for tortoises, but I do wonder if he also has a taste for terrapins. Both the brothers don't seem to mind eating dwarf mongoose, which also have quite a foul smelling. There we go. Foul smelling liquid. Why do I have a problem with that this afternoon? And it's actually their scent gland. Very strong smelling. Also something that most predators won't eat. If they do eat a mongoose, they won't really eat the glands. They'll leave that. So if anybody has anything they'd like to see this afternoon, also let me know. Give me a reason why you'd like to try and see it too. And see what we can look out for this afternoon. And also send those through to questions@wildersafari.tv. So if there's anything specifically you want us to look out for, to talk about, on this Friday afternoon. Hi Cindy, good afternoon to you. Ooh. And I couldn't quite see which terrapin it was. We do have the hinged terrapin and the marsh or helmeted terrapin here. Are we able to get this flower, Seb? A little purple one. Out the way.
No.
Huh? No.
No, the vehicle is too close to it.
Too close.
You need to park maybe.
Okay, let's try again. You'll be able to see it from here? There we go. I can actually see a fruit on it. This is part of the tomato family. It's also known as a solanum. Otherwise known as a bitter apple. And if I can show you the fruit, it does look like a yellow tomato. See it there? Also known as a poison apple too. And apparently elephants will eat these on occasion. And at some stage there have been humans that eat them, but I don't really recommend doing that because they are quite toxic. But if we can maybe pan back to the flower, you can actually see.
It's a bit hidden behind the...
Oh, is it hidden?
No.
Let me see if I can actually pull it back so we can see it nicely. So if you can see the yellow stamen there, that'll be full of pollen, but it'll only release the pollen when a particular insect actually vibrates the flower at a particular frequency. So it's very specific in what insect is allowed to pollinate it. So there's a very close relationship. Now I've yet to actually find which insect it is. that it'll actually burst when this frequency is when it gets to the right frequency. It'll actually burst open and cover the insect in the pollen. And because it's such a close relationship, it means that that insect will then go to the next bitter apple or poison apple and will then pollinate the next one. So with it having a very close relationship, it can pretty much guarantee that it is going to pollinate the right flower. Whereas if you have too much of a wide variation, then there could be other insects that go to other plants. So that's why you get plants actually having a very specific pollinator. And you can get bats that pollinate flowers. We've got the sausage tree, which is pollinated by bats. You do have other flowers that are pollinated by specific insects. And even the fig wasps are actually found inside figs, and they will pollinate certain species of figs. So there's a lot of these intricate relationships that happen between the insects and the flowers that they do pollinate. It's certainly quite a beautiful flower. I've been seeing a lot of them. Holly! Good afternoon. Welcome on board. I think I'm going to have to move this branch out the way. Oh, you're back just now, Holly. Flaky bark acacia. Looks like the elephants have been through here at some stage. But with all the leaves dried up and the whole branch dry, it was a little while ago. If you've got a branch that's nice and moist and the leaves are still open, then you can pretty much be certain it was fairly recently that the elephants passed through. So Holly would like to see a secretary bird. She's never seen one here on Wild Earth. And I would love to see one, Holly. And there may be a chance to see one if it flies over and happens to see something that it likes the look of. But they do tend to be out on the plains a lot more. I have seen them in bush like this, but they do seem to prefer the open areas, hunting for snakes and things like that. Quite a beautiful bird, but you never know, one day we might see one. That is a possibility. I will certainly keep a lookout for one. I think try and see Karula in the curbs today. There is a possibility, but I think we'll just be at the right place at the right time when she does decide to pop out. So I do want to try and head that way as much as possible. We'll keep trying to do loops around towards there. Wow, you smell that? Sure. Smells like it. Smells like elephant. Maybe a bull in must. Yeah, he did walk through here. Looks like he went that way. It's very strong, hey? Cindy. It was either a hinged terrapin or a helmeted, otherwise known as a marsh terrapin. And Alan wanting to see a monkey orange. I shall certainly try my best. I know we do have them. I think it's the green monkey orange that we have here, which is actually a new species of monkey orange. Not familiar with that one. I've been familiar with the spiny leaf monkey orange and the corky bark monkey orange. But I'll certainly keep a lookout for one for you, Alan. And the plant from this morning, if I can find another one to show everybody, the soap plant. Another name, well, it's got a couple of names. The devil's thorn, or sheep's thorn. Because of the seed, it actually has two thorns on it. Dicerocarium. Di meaning two, cero meaning horn, carium meaning nut. Dicerocarium, eriocarpum. Beautiful pink trumpet. Now I turned down here because of the elephant tracks looking like the air tracks came this way. So they're not actually tracks on the road. I think I'd already driven over them. But the way that the grass was pushed over, I call them air tracks. Good afternoon, Lutu so far.
Yes, copy, Sarah.
Did you hear about Karula being around Twin Downs Road this morning? I went back a little bit later, she was there but lost her in the drainage line again.
Yes, copy. Just let us know if you bump into her.
Copy, I will do. I'm heading back that way throughout the afternoon now, I think. And I was saying I was heading down towards Twin Downs. I think it's worth us trying Battalier Road, just in case. There's termite mound here. I've been seeing some new building material on some of the termite mounds, but with all the holes in the side here, I think this has been used by probably dwarf mongoose at some stage. But it doesn't look like it's been used by termites anymore, because you would find all these holes blocked up. And it doesn't take them too long, depending on where they are in the nest, if you start to break open a little piece of the termite mound, if they're in the right area, they can come within 10 minutes and start blocking it up, and within about half an hour the hole can be blocked up. But if they're right on the other side of the nest, then it may take them half an hour to find the damage to the hole, to the nest, sorry. But a lot of the time people call these ant nests, but these aren't ant nests, they are termite mounds. Ants, especially here in South Africa, they don't build a nest very high at all, maybe a couple of centimetres, if that, off the ground, but generally their whole nest is underground. And the whole point to this termite mound is for air conditioning, or for temperature regulation. So especially during the summertime, they'll open holes to allow the hot air to escape. There'll be other holes in the mound that's linked to tunnels, and that air will be dragged in, and they'll go right underground into the moist tunnels where it cools down and then gets cycled into the chambers where the termites are working. And as it heats up again, it rises and is let out through other holes. So a very sophisticated system. And in winter time, it's the exact opposite. They'll block off the holes and it'll keep the temperature still nice and warm inside. Quite a pleasant temperature, about 31 degrees apparently. And you'll find most termite mounds that the broadest face of the mound will face east, where the sun rises, to make the most of the warmth first thing in the morning after a cold night. Actually, I think someone was asking about termites and stitches, or at least stitches the other day, and you can actually use, if you're really desperate, you can actually use termites as stitches. It's actually quite a hygienic way. Say you only do it if you really are in dire straits and you're not going to be able to get stitches any other way. But you can take the soldiers and get them to bite. If you've got quite a deep cut, you can get them to bite you. And once they've bitten you, they won't let go. So if you take the body off the head will stay in position. And they actually do release a chemical that's actually will help to sterilize that area. And obviously if you're hungry, you can also eat the body of the termite. So if you really are in a survival situation, it can help. Talking about buffalo up in the north. Hi, Jack. Good afternoon to you. And do we have any gazelles here? If not, where do they occur? Oh, we don't have gazelles here. The closest relative that we've got down here in South Africa is the springbok, which also doesn't occur here. They occur out on the open plains, in the big plains, usually around the Free State. And places like that, more off to the west from where we are in the Sabi Sands. But the gazelles are further north. Oh, beautiful kudu. See if we can see the male again. Well, there he is. Can you see him from here? It's amazing the difference between the male and female, how much more skittish they can be. Whereas the females will stop and look at you and go, oh well, it's you again. But you don't often see the males, so they're not they don't seem to be as exposed to the vehicles as much as the females. And that'll be why they're a little bit more skittish. But it is strange, because obviously they would normally pick up the habits from the female. As I say, I always find the males just a little bit more uneasy. Let's see if we can get a closer look at them. Move off around the corner. They really are such a stunning antelope. And gazelles are a type of antelope. They are closely related to impala and springbok and kudu. They've gone. Kenya, Tanzania, that's where you've got the Thompson's gazelle, the Gerenuk, Grant's gazelle, also further north. I think the closest gazelles, and maybe someone can correct me, I think is probably around Namibia. I think that's where the Grant's gazelles are, if I can remember rightly. But I would appreciate someone just checking that out for me. Hi again, Alan. Oh, by the way, I have been trying to have a look at the picture of the giraffe you were asking about, and it looks like the horn, or the ossicone, is off to one side, so maybe it was damaged when it was younger, and it just grew like that. I couldn't tell for sure. It was a giraffe that we saw a couple of days ago on Drive, and maybe a few of you managed to get pictures as well, but it did look like there was one giraffe that had an ossicone sort of sticking off to one side, and it looked like it was like a dent in its head, but I think it was more because of the ossicone being lopsided. As I say, it could have been an injury it got when it was younger. But also asking where can you buy the jackets and the shirts that we have. I'm not entirely sure, I don't think we have got them on sale. I'm not entirely sure, no, I actually keep meaning to see what's in the shop. There's a Wild Earth Ning website and it says there's a Wild Earth shop, and I keep meaning to have a look on there to see what is being sold. It's very bad of me. I should really know. So I shall try and have a look, or if you want to have a look on the website, www.wildearth.ning.com, and that's where you can also find the map if anybody is interested. On the resources. There is the map under there, but if you go to the first bar, I think that's where the Wii shop is under, and you might be able to find something there, but I will ask Alan and find out from our side, because I don't think you're the first one to ask. A few people have been interested, especially the jackets. The jackets are nice and warm. It's definitely useful today, I can tell you. So if anybody missed it for the map, wildearth.ning, N-I-N-G. .com, and on the resource bar you'll see there is a sign for the map. You click on that and there'll be the map of the whole traversing area, the names of the roads, and you can try and follow us on the roads. I noticed a few of you in chat actually know the roads extremely well, and no matter which way we drive on them, you know where we are. I'm very impressed. I'm just taking it very slow along here. We are back on Twin Dams. Just seeing if lightning will strike twice. If we have a chance to see the Lady of Judah, Karula herself. This is where exactly where she was sitting. And we came back after breakfast. But she was there for a little while. And then she disappeared. And went into the bush. Good afternoon to you, happy lady. It's good to hear from you. And thank you very much for your question. You'd like to know if there's a big storm coming, do the animals feel it and do they get nervous? I'm sure they can feel it. They do start to react slightly differently. They do tend to disappear from the plains. They tend to seek cover, but I wouldn't say they get nervous. I'm thinking they could probably feel the drop in pressure, or they sense maybe a change in a different way. We've got the male impala just here. So far, she's not come out to play. What I would like to do is go and check out Impala Plains at some stage. Because apparently Mark bumped into a cheetah there. Well, Sandy Patch. He bumped into a cheetah and it went southwest from there. So I'm thinking the nearest plain is Impala Plains. What time is it? Are we able to go next to the lodge? Yes, hopefully. And then we can do another loop. So if we do Zoe's Road, Impala Plains, check around there, see if the cheetah has made its way down there. Failing that, we go on to Treehouse Dam and back around here a little bit later. And Vulture's Nest at some stage. Just in case she's popped out that side. But I think there's better hunting opportunities here. We've got a lot of impala this side. I'm just trying to think, Alan, where Mark was when he found the monkey orange the other day. I think it is more in the east. I've not noticed a monkey orange this side, but I will keep looking. And if a secretary bird was to fly over, this would be a very good habitat for it to search for any snakes in. And so I remember the spiny-leafed monkey orange. He had a single fine spine right at the end of the leaf. where it got its name from. But not an orange that you could eat like a normal orange. I've heard they taste better if you roast them, but you have to wait until they're ripe, otherwise they are quite toxic. Give you an upset stomach at least. There's our Impala up ahead. Wondered where they were. Oh yes, and our flower. Our soap bush. The Devil's Thorn. I was looking out for that as well. Got a little tree squirrel in the road. I was hoping he was going to stop. Oh, there's our dwarf mongoose colony. You see it just on the termite mound there. It might just come out. Franklin's just walking past where they just dived in now. There's some more out on the road actually as well. Oh, and there goes the squirrel. Going to join them. So he's slightly pale in colour compared to the dwarf mongoose, and quite a bushy tail. They're not impressed. Oh, there they go. There's some more just down onto our left here. There we go, he's coming out now, he's having a look. Able to oh. They're getting a little bit more boulder just next to us on the termite mound. Oh, sure. There's a bit of a fight breaking out here. So that one was chased out from around the back of the termite mound. Not too sure. It looked like there was a dispute that had gone on between the three of them. There was one that came chasing out after that one and then turned around and chased another one.
Can we get closer over there, maybe? Very far.
It looks like the rest of the colony have moved up. And these two have gone back inside. So let's move up. Oh, there goes the squirrel. Oh, he's gone.
The unit that was down for channel 3, trying for this bunker. Wow, so quiet, and near get quarantine, nothing inside my head. Someone developed this fight Calaban. Okay. Will be on channel 3 for like 3-4 minutes. So I just come down. About 12, 1 o'clock. I'll have one of the just when I check just one
Andrew, come in. Sounds like I was talking about the cheetah. It was seen again this afternoon around 1 o'clock, somewhere possibly on Triple M. So he's trying to find out what's going on that side, if anybody's picked it up. slowly going to make our way towards Impala Plains. I think that's where he is at the moment. But it may have already made its way over into the western side. Henry, come in. Ah, here's Oliver Flower. It's going to be a bit close. There you go. That one there. Yep. We can just have a quick look. We had a look at this one this morning. It seems we mentioned it on Drive. This is the Devil's Thorn. And if I can get a couple of leaves, those of you who have missed it. Ooh. That far down there. Henry, come in.
Stand by up. Yeah, someone called you on channel 3. That's what you say?
Henry, come in. Aubrey, come in. Now, can you see me here?
Yeah.
Kind of. So I've just taken a few leaves, added a bit of water, and hopefully...
Could you do to your right?
Yeah?
Yeah, there. Thank you.
Hopefully you can start to see... He would call me. But you should be able to see it's quite a soapy substance there. So I'm going to try and see if I can actually call him back. Standing by? Standing by? So that's the soapy substance from when you do crush the leaf and add a bit of water. You can actually wash your hands with the devil's thorn or sheep's claw. I did look for a seed to show you. Unfortunately, there isn't any on that plant, but that is where it gets its name from. There we go. Can any station copy me? Standing by. Affirmative. Just wanted to find out if there's an update on the skunk khan. Copy that. Are you looking around Triple M? Okay, copy. I've been past Twin Dams Road a couple of times, Lutu on Karula so far. So they're trying to relocate the cheetah, but they haven't been able to find it so far. Sounds like it made its way around Triple M, maybe slightly north. Let's try around cheetah up in Impala Plains. Now I wonder if anybody can help me with this. It's probably the second time I've seen it now. We're able to get these white flowers. This one is new to me. If I can go and stand next to it as a size comparison. I've not met this white flower before. So if anybody does have any ideas, please send them through. And I'll see if I can try and idea it if nobody has any idea. stands probably about half a meter tall. Maybe even a meter actually. Yeah, probably about a meter actually from the top of the actual stalk. It actually looks like it's got very faint cream lines. Now those cream lines might look very different in UV light, which is what a lot of insects use to locate the flowers. So how a flower looks to us can look totally different to an insect. And a lot of these lines actually help to guide the insect in towards the center of the flower where the pollen is. So here on Zoe's Road, named after the owner's daughter, Zoe's and Rebecca's Road, if ever you wanted to know where the names come from. That's where they come from. You may hear us talking about Yuri's house. This is where the baboons like to sleep. That is who owns Juma Game Reserve. I'm seeing a couple of these white flowers around now, but I'd love to know what it is. I keep forgetting to bring my flower book out.
Sorry, come again?
And with weather permitting, I'm hoping we're not going to get rain tomorrow morning. It's going to be the first drive of our first tryout for presenter. So if you'd like to join him tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock Central Africa time for his first drive, Jacques going to be taking you out and about in the Gunda. And for those of you who are not able to join us for the afternoon, we'll be doing, for the morning, he will be doing an afternoon drive as well at some stage. I do hope that the rain's not going to pull in the morning. It's quite nice if it starts after the rain, after the drive, finishes before morning drive. If only we could plan it, eh? It would be very useful. Ah, we do have some impala here. And some buffalo lying down. Hello ladies and gent. Have you seen a cheetah come this way? Maybe not, eh? Now for a single cheetah, average size, this is the normal sized antelope that you would expect a cheetah to go for. Impala. The cheetah males will tend to form a coalition. So if there's... Oh, we're just going to lose picture quickly. We're going to change the battery. Oh, and welcome back. Male cheetah will tend to form a coalition. Maybe 2 or 3, and sometimes 4. And a bit like the lions do to pull, they actually form a pride so they can hunt larger prey. It also opens up opportunities for the cheetah. And there's 3 brothers in the area who've been seen pulling down waterbuck. And that's quite a large antelope. You're looking about the same size as a kudu. For a cheetah on its own, it's a little bit on the large side. But certainly for a coalition of 3, it's going to be a lot easier for them to tackle. Zebra also, and even wildebeest. Should we go and see these buffalo? Good afternoon, boys. No. Good, how are you? Sorry? Mm-mm. Oh, is it Triple M? Did they go north or south? Yeah. East. So I'm gonna try up in the north. I'll try Gallego shortcut around there before subcut line. Sorry? Yeah, I've been struggling to pick you guys up. Yeah. Just getting an update about where the cheetah was. It was seen on Triple M on the northern side, and the tracks look like they may have gone north. So it might be worth us checking out in the north rather than around Treehouse Down. We've got a bachelor herd of buffalo here. But what's quite interesting is there is a young male among them. All you can see of him is a horn. But when I was driving around here a little bit earlier, showing Jark a few of the roads, I managed to see, and I'm actually surprised that they're still here. I thought they were going to move off. But there is a young bull there. Now generally you get the bachelor bulls moving out of the herds, the breeding herds, so they find it more difficult to keep up as they get older. And they tend to go for softer vegetation as their teeth have worn down. That's why it's a bit unusual finding a young bull amongst them. Maybe he's injured or ill and he can't keep up with the herd, so instead he's here with the bachelor boys. Actually, wasn't that a Cliff Richard song? I think that was a Cliff Richard song. I need Mark. Sure it was a Cliff Richard song. At least they're having a break from the flies. I do feel sorry for them when they have a cloud of flies buzzing around them. Well, this is pretty much what the bachelor boys do. They ruminate, chew the cud, eat a bit, sit a bit in mud, as I would say it. So I think we'll leave them to it and see if we can. Maybe we should just check out Treehouse Dam. Something's telling me to go there. So if we check out Treehouse Dam and then head north, give them a hand looking for the cheetah. That might be a plan. Sorry? I'm going to have to go back that way. Up that way. I'm going to go to Treehouse Down quickly, and then I'll take Weaver's Nest up. So Treehouse Down that way. Zoe's Road down to Treehouse, and then I'll take Weaver's Nest up. Yeah, I want to check. I've done the eastern side, but I'm going to try and do the west again. Because Karula was seen on Twin Downs Road. She was very close to quarantine there. Is there any holes behind us, Seb? Is there any holes? Not yet. Okay. Stations leaving the small Schlamia Vignari Impala Plains, one station a lot from Arethusa. Because we might still have some luck. I think it sounds like there's a couple of vehicles up in the north looking for the cheetah. So we might as well cover a different area and see if there's any sign of Misho and Duna. Something keeps telling me go to the Treehouse Down, so I think we should try it. You never know. We might be lucky. I'm smelling more elephant again. Hi Susan, welcome on board. Good to hear from you. And if you'd like to find a map, all you do is go to www.wildearth.ning, N-I-N-G. Was it November Indigo? November, what's G? Golf. Is it Indigo or Igloo? No, it is Indigo, isn't it? November Indigo, November Golf.com. And you go to the resources, and on the resources there's a pull down menu, and on that menu you'll find a map. Okay, now I can hear that. So once you find the resources bar, click on it and find the map bar. Oh, hello, Warthog. Bye, Warthog. If you click on the map, then it will bring up the map of the area that we traverse. The Warthog just went in here. It's going to stick around. Nope. Gone. I think these elephants are definitely hiding too.
Thanks, fellas. I'm going to be on the left channel.
Henry, come in. I've been on channel 3 for a little while. Any luck with that skunk car? There's all the elephant dung on the road, but it didn't look particularly fresh. I think just with it being an overcast day, it hasn't dried out yet, and that's why we're smelling them so strongly. There isn't really any fresh signs of them. So quick scoot down to Treehouse Dam and then back up north. Let's see if we can help. We can locate the cheetah. It doesn't sound like they've had any luck so far. Maybe Craig could have a radio through for us, because I'm not picking them up too well. Wow, look at this. Elephants have pushed over this marula tree. Sure. My word. That is a big marula tree. But that was quite impressive to see them do that. I don't remember seeing this tree like this. Do you, Sam? I don't think I've seen it.
I've seen it with Patrick on the one drive.
Oh, is it? How recently?
Like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Sure. A couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I haven't really driven along this road much. But it's still, most of the roots are still in the ground, so it should be... It should still continue to grow. Wow. Zebra have been around here. And we have had, by the looks of it, a leopard. Big leopard. Sometime today. Yeah. There it goes. Goes off, actually just through here. Huh. Okay. Well, maybe we should just try that little bit of Gowrie Main then. And come up the other side of Treehouse down. Maybe it's cut through and out the other side there. We could have walked in and come back out again. Didn't notice anything down here though. Henry, come in. So I couldn't copy you earlier. Did you have any luck with the skunk hunt in the north?
No, they didn't find that skunk hunt. It's only Aubrey that located
You broke up, what did Aubrey have? Junction, Twin Dam and Elephant Skull?
Aubrey located Karula down there.
Ah. Copy that. How long ago?
Like 4 or 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Copy. Do you know how many stations are there?
I'm still making my way down there.
Copy that, thank you. Apparently Aubrey's just found Karula down towards Twin Dams Road and Elephant Skull, so she did pop out eventually. So let's see if we can catch up with her. I think this male leopard might be deep in the block here. But no luck on the cheetah, unfortunately. He said that he's just spotted her about 5 minutes ago, so it's worth trying to see if we can catch up with her. See what she gets up to. I keep changing my pants. Aha, there we go, I can hear him now.
Gary Catalan east of Gary Dam.
Aubrey, come in.
Yeah, go.
Is there a possibility we can join you? Copy, whereabouts is she now?
Yeah,
Copy that, thank you. Oh, sorry, Hornbill. Shame, look at this. And there's a chick there with an adult. I'm sorry, Hornbills. We have to disturb you. So we're going to turn on to Weaver's Nest Road. Take Cheddar Pan and down onto Twin Dams Road. It's going to be our quickest route, I think. I'm still looking out for that monkey orange, Alan. I think they are further off into the east. So if anybody's wanting to go for a pee break, now's your time to do it. But you got to be quick. So we're We're on Chelapan Road now, we're approaching Chelapan. I'm hoping Karula is still around the same area, junction with Twin Dams and Elephant School. So hopefully we can see, if we can catch up with her, how full her belly is. And whether she's possibly looking to hunt. Maybe our theory was wrong. Maybe she was unsuccessful and she was just returning to the cubs. Funny, we took Mamba Road this time. I do wonder when she popped out again and which route she took. And if anybody would like to catch up on Karula's movements, there is her Facebook page. We do write blogs whenever we see her, keep you updated. So if you would like to keep up with her, here is the vehicle. Then it is possible. Trying to see where they're looking. Where? This side. Okay. Still struggling to see where she is at the moment. Where is she? Oh, she's that side. Ah, okay. Okay, he's just going to move, so we should be able to see him in a moment. Good morning, good afternoon even. She's just in there, is she? Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool, thank you. That'll be why we didn't see the tracks. She came through Spaghetti Junction apparently. We'll see if we can pull in. See where she is. Thank you. Okay, if he was sitting here. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she does look very cold. If I can swing around here, then maybe we'll get closer to her. You see her there nicely. Is that? Just here, Ryan. You need us to go forward more. If we pull forward a bit, will we still be able to see her?
Yeah.
Just tell me how far. We're just going to try and pull forward just a little bit more. Can you still see her?
Yeah.
Just there? She's actually found herself a nice secluded spot where it's not too windy. And Aubrey did say there was some tracks at Spaghetti Junction. So that's obviously the route that she took. So I wonder if she was moving as we drove through Mamba Road, 'cause we didn't see any tracks there. It's quite an awkward spot to see. So there is a vehicle behind us and they can't see too well. So what I'm going to do is try and pull the vehicle so that we further that way. Henry, come in. No. Henry, come in. So this is Karula, the leopard we've been talking about a lot, and she is the resident female leopard of this area, and at the moment she's got cubs about 4.5 months old, and apparently they did see the cubs in the drainage line. She may have hidden them for now. What makes it quite interesting is that the two sons are about 2.5 years, or just under 2.5 years old, are still in the area and still hunting. Andrew, come in. Aye. Henry, come in. Henry, come in. Henry, if you can copy me, Ryan's just pulling out the space for you now. Hi Mike. So I can speak up a little bit now. We did have guests very close to us, so as not to disturb them and try and talk low. So for those of you who couldn't hear me a little bit earlier, this is Karula, and she is the resident female of this area, and she does have cubs of about 4.5 months old now, but her sons that are in the area are just over 2 years, coming up to 2.5 years old soon. They're still in the area and they're still hunting in this area, which is quite remarkable, considering she does have young cubs. But good afternoon to you, Mike. And Karula is actually 7 years old now. She was 7 in March. And the normal life expectancy is probably around 12, 13 years old, but they can get up to about 16, 17, 18, especially where there is a lot of good hunting. And there's a lot of prey here in the Sabi Sands, and I think that's one of the reasons why she hasn't really tried to force the boys out at the moment. But I think she's possibly feeling the pressure a little bit. There does seem to be a lot of good hunting opportunities. I think Safari, her mother, is probably coming up for about 16 years old. White Cloth, who was probably the oldest female up in this area, and she only died because of another male, and she had a son roughly around the same age as Mishu and Duna at the time. I think he was just about 1.5 years old, and unfortunately she was killed by a male leopard, and she was trying to protect her son. So it does look like females can actually breed right up until they pass away. As I say, she was quite an old lady, and she must have conceived when she was around 15.5, 16 years old. But he seems to be surviving. Haven't heard from him for a while though. But certainly after she died, he seemed to be doing quite well, and we did see him when Induna had a kill just outside of camp. He was up a tree, and Induna actually came down to chase him off. And that was the last time I saw him. But I haven't heard of him since, but I'm sure he's doing fine. And this was a couple of months after she passed away, so if he was able to survive at that stage, I'm sure he's done alright for himself now. And he was quite a skittish leopard. He would stick close to the bush, and he wouldn't really come out too often. And when there was vehicles around, he was a little bit on the wary side. So it could be that he's just laying very low and just avoiding the vehicles. And it is starting to get a little bit dark here, and it could be that she might decide to move at some stage again. So it might be worth us staying with her. We haven't really seen too much elsewhere. And as I keep saying, it's always worth staying with a flat cat, because that flat cat at some stage may become active, and it could be a Franklin walks up to her. It could be the cubs. She may even go and fetch the cubs if there's not too much movement around her. So I think for the time being it probably is worth just staying with her for a little while and seeing if she will actually wake up and move around a little bit. talking a bit about cheetah earlier and some of the differences between the cheetah and the leopard. You can see the rosettes on the leopard are rings with yellow spots inside, whereas the cheetah are full black spots all over the body. You will get the black spots over the head and around the neck, but as they go onto the body of the leopard, they become these rosettes. And jaguar, which is very similar in appearance to a leopard, and even the size is very similar, but they tend to be more of a rusty orangey colour, slightly darker than the leopard usually, but their rosettes actually have a little black spot in the centre. The cheetah, very streamlined cat. Well, she's going to roll over for us. But they've got very long limbs, built for speed, whereas the leopard is more of an ambush cat. So small and stocky, very powerful, lots of muscle there. And especially around the neck, because once they've made a kill, they'll quite often put it into a tree, not always. It depends on if there's any predators around that may steal it. But they'll generally climb up a tree and stash the kill in a tree out of reach from hyena and lion and other scavengers. So that neck muscle is extremely strong. But the cheetah will have the tear marks running down the side of the nose, the black tear marks, very characteristic of the cheetah, and on the leopard you don't have those at all. And it is a myth that cheetah won't climb trees. They can, but not very well. Cheetah can maybe climb trees that have a fork fairly close to the ground, or a tree that they can have a running start into. But a straight trunk is going to be very difficult for them to climb. And the reason being the limbs are quite long. It's also the adaptations that they've had with the collarbone and the shoulder blades. And to increase the stride, those bones have had to change from that of a lion or a leopard. And one of the other differences, as I was saying earlier about the leopard, and as it gets darker she's more likely to move around. Leopards tend to be more nocturnal than cheetah, although it's not a strict rule. You can find leopard active during the day. And what we have found with Karula is, especially when the cubs were very young, she seemed to hunt more during the day, and it's possible that she was hunting during the day so she could be with the cubs at night. 'Cause that's whereas cheetah are more a diurnal hunter. They specialise in hunting during the day, and that's possibly why they have those tear marks down the side of their nose. May help with the glare of the sun, maybe even focusing on the animal up ahead of them. It is thought that maybe as well cheetah don't just hunt during the day. Maybe they hunt when there's a full moon, when it's very bright. They may even take the opportunity to hunt if they are hungry. And that is one thing about the cats, they are opportunistic, and if the opportunity arises and they are hungry, they may just take it. If they haven't been successful in hunting during the night, then they may take the opportunity to go and hunt during the day, especially when it's overcast like this. They're more likely to try it. And I've even heard of leopards killing cheetah, and I think it was Penny actually that sent through the pictures, and the cheetah must have made a kill, and the leopard must have decided that it wanted the kill, and maybe the cheetah didn't back off, which is unusual for a cheetah. But we're not really too sure what the scenario was, but the kill and the cheetah were taken up the tree by the leopard. And we have even seen Mishu in a standoff against a cheetah, and the cheetah did run, even though Mishu wasn't entirely sure if he should be afraid of it or not. I remember him lying in the grass, and we actually found him by accident because we were following the cheetah, and we came in from a different side to where the cheetah was, and we were driving towards it, and all of a sudden I remember Mark shouting, "No, there's a leopard there," and probably about 5 meters in front of us, hiding in the grass, was Mishu. And then he sat up, still fairly low so the cheetah couldn't spot him, and then he did come out, and it took quite a long time for the cheetah to realise he was there, and they were probably a good 40-50 meters from each other, maybe even 60, before the cheetah realised. And all you saw was the panic in the cheetah's eyes, and you could just see, looking around, checking where his escape route was, and he looked over his shoulder, realised that there was a possible escape route, and he took it. And he was probably weighing in around the same as Mishu at that stage. But you could definitely cut the tension with a knife. And Mishu, once the cheetah ran, Mishu chased after him. He didn't chase him for too far, thankfully. I was hoping if she rolled over we could actually see her belly and see if she has fed recently. And she was stretching a little bit, which made me think that she was going to start standing up. It is quite unusual to see leopards lying on the ground, especially where there's a lot of predators. But what I've seen is that leopards do tend to lie on the ground a lot more here than maybe up towards Kenya, Tanzania way. But I think it is more to do with the fact that there's a lot of cover here. And that just goes to show what's true for some leopards or any animal in one area is different for other animals in other areas. And it does depend on the vegetation, the amount of predators that are there, the amount of prey that's there. There's a whole lot of factors involved. And that will affect the behaviour of these animals. So when you think of a leopard, you think of a leopard sitting in the tree, which they do quite a lot. But even though it is slightly unusual, for our leopard here it's very normal. So I'd love to know how much time the leopards up in Kenya, Tanzania and maybe elsewhere, the leopards do actually spend time on the ground sleeping. I know where I used to work up in the Waterberg, very rarely would the leopards hide their kill in the trees. They'd actually use the rocks instead where the lions couldn't go. Well, they didn't go, so you'd very rarely find kills in the tree. But it was because there was a lack of predators in the area. And if the lions were nearby and they had made a kill away from the rocky areas, then you'd find the kill in the tree. But here, most of their kills seem to go into the trees. Otherwise they do tend to lose them to hyenas. She does look like she's out for the count at the moment. Hello, lady. Something caught your attention. Now when she's got a head like this, the easy way to tell it's Karula, if you follow the spot pattern below her eye. And she's got two spots and then an arrow pointing towards the nose. She was just fooling us then. Hear the brown-hooded kingfisher calling. Pity for you, pity for you. There's a little bit of breakup there, but I think Penny was coming back with what did happen with the leopard and the cheetah and the kill. So the leopard made a kill, and the cheetah tried to take the kill from the leopard. Is that right? No? Ah, so it was the cheetah that made the kill, and the leopard tried to steal the kill and killed the cheetah as well and took it up into the tree. Thanks, Penny, for confirming that. And these cats really, you can't underestimate them. I've seen pictures of them taking down crocodile about 3 meters in length. Actually killing crocodile. You really don't expect a cat to really be able to do that, especially on its own. So there's a lot more to this cat than meets the eye. That's quite interesting. We've got a little squirrel, tree squirrel, just to the right. It hasn't seen the leopard by the looks of it. It's not giving an alarm call or anything. Oh, it's not. It's a bush baby. I was thinking it's a bit dark for it to be out, but I just saw it scurrying around. It's just gone into the tree now, in front of us. Maybe we'll be able to see it. We haven't seen a bush baby for a while now. Oh, little bush baby, where are you? Now known as galagos or galagos, depending on how you want to say it. But that'll be why it wasn't calling. I'm trying to see its eyes shining back. That's what we use the spotlight for, mostly to try and locate the animals. I think he must be in this tree here. It's swaying quite madly. There's not much for wind blowing now. But the reason why they actually call them bush babies is because they actually do scream like a baby. And quite a high-pitched call. Hey, Karula, you getting up? Nope. She's readjusting herself. And sometimes the bush babies will actually come into the light. They'll actually follow the light, but this one obviously isn't. If I keep it in one place, it might work. They eat a variety of things from insects and the tree gum, especially the acacias. Some have a very sweet gum, and we do have the sweet thorn here. Occasionally I've seen in this area. Ah, it is in this tree. Come on, little bush baby. and actually scratch the surface of the tree and allow the gum to seep out, and that gum is for the tree to actually be able to heal itself. The bush babies will lick it up. Hi Lynn, good evening to you. And do the big cats purr like a domestic cat? See, it's quite controversial. Some people say that they can purr, but it doesn't really sound like a domestic cat. But I've always known them not to be able to purr. I've never heard a tiger purr, I've never heard a lion purr, or even the amount of time spent with a leopard now, I've never heard them purr. But cheetah can purr, and genets also are able to purr, and even serval, oddly enough. But the big cats, they don't really have the right sounding purr, if I can put it like that, if it is. And as I say, I've never heard it. So to be honest, I think that's still a debate that's going on. But for a long time, I've always known them not to be able to purr. The closest I've heard is a tiger, and the way it greets. And as I say, that's the closest I've heard, and it goes something like so when tigers meet each other, that's how they greet each other. But with lions, I've heard more of a "oh," that sort of sound when they greet. And maybe a soft throaty growl, maybe that's what they class as a purr. Oh, she's certainly keeping us waiting. Well, I'm very glad that we were able to catch up with her though. She gave us a slip this morning. But maybe we should leave her to it for now. I was hoping she was going to move. But she does look like she's resting quite soundly now. So maybe we should go in search of maybe some hyena as the night is pulling in, and you never know, we might even be lucky enough to see a white-tailed mongoose or a honey badger. But I think let's leave it to it for now. I'm going to turn this off, so I've got a free hand. This is going to be quite interesting, trying to get out of this one. couple of deep gullies. Sleep well, lady. Sleep well. Just thinking about it, that was quite an impressive leap that the bush baby did. That's when we realised that it was actually a bush baby. Leap from one tree to the other, and it was probably a gap of about 3-4 meters, probably about 4 meters. Very impressive. I'm glad to see the rain has held off. Looked very threatening earlier. But we did have enough blue sky to make us sailor's trousers. Saying in the UK, if you have enough to make sailor's bell bottoms, then it's going to be fine. But we shall see. We haven't had too many animals on drive this afternoon, so maybe they are sensing something big coming. Either tomorrow, tonight, or the following day. The lack of the baboons. Also pointing towards that, so we shall see. Okay. I definitely want to try Treehouse Dam, especially with us finding porcupine quills around there. We may have a chance to see a porcupine. Rabbit in the middle of the road. But it's not a rabbit. It is a scrub hare. I can just shine just off of his face. Now this isn't very normal to see a scrub hare on its own. And they're quite territorial as well, so you won't often see more than one scrub hare together unless they are fighting or mating. But they are different from rodents, and it's to do with the teeth. That's where the biggest difference lies. They actually have the front teeth, the two front teeth, they do look a bit like a rodent's, sort of chisel-like. You're charging his little one. But directly behind them they have 2 peg teeth, which the rodents don't have.
Oh, there he is.
Where's he gone? I don't want to run him over. Has he gone to the left? Has he moved? Has he gone? Oh. And we're also looking out for owls. Been hearing the pill-spotted owlet quite a lot recently. So we're gonna... Oh, there's a chameleon. You see him? There's a chameleon. Now I wonder, do you think there is a chance we may be able to get a bit closer? Give it a go.
Huh?
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Try and get a little bit closer. If we can. Because if we can, that really would be great, so we can actually have a good look. As not to disturb him. We might have to just do it from the vehicle, I think. Looks like he may be moving already. Okay, do you think that'll be alright? Yeah, he's gone into the bush. Yeah, he's just here. So we may have to climb off.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Do you think we can give it a go? Let's see if we can give it a go. It'd be awesome to see him. It's been a long time since I've seen a chameleon. We're going to try and see if we can get you. I don't want to put too much light on him. You can see how he's climbing onto the branch, and you can see how the toes, he's got 2 toes joined together and 2 toes pulling forward, 2 toes pulling back on his front foot, and on his back foot 3 toes forward and 1 back. He's trying to grasp the leaf there. Oh, oh! No, you don't want to grab onto that little one. This is a flat-necked chameleon. You can actually see the flap of skin on the side of the neck where it gets its name from. And you can see it's trying to use the tail to curl around the branch to steady him.
How close is my camera to him? Not too close.
Yeah, you're quite close.
Back up a little bit too so you can like it.
There we go.
Done.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hyena!
Yeah.
Just heard the hyena moving. We're pretty close to the vehicle. The vehicle's about half a metre from us. see the eyes moving in opposite directions to each other.
Huh?
I missed that. There we go. I'm trying not to put too much light onto him. Don't want to disturb him too much. There we go. So if you're just a little bit closer to a chameleon than what you might have got to. If I put my hand there, that's my hand just there, so it gives you an idea of the length of the chameleon. I think we'll leave him to it. I don't want to disturb him for too long.
Can I get it now?
Where the hyena went. It's quite funny, we just heard the sound of the grass moving. Brushed underfoot. And just as I pulled up the spotlight, there was the hyena. Reverse down the road just a little bit. See if I can see where the hyena went. Maybe I should just stand outside the vehicle again and see if we can hook them up and have a look. They obviously smelt very good. yellow-spotted owlet. Keep a lookout for. Even the spotted eagle owl we do get. And the Burroughs eagle owl we have seen a few times. Seen them recently though. Quite a large owl, large that we have here in the Savi Sands. Even the Scops and the white-faced Scops owl. The Scop's been calling a lot, high pitched. It's been calling a lot around the dam recently. So Seb, are you going to grace us with a hippo impression? Are you going to grace us with a hippo impression? No. Okay. It's too cold now. Fair enough. Oh, I saw something in there. What did I see? I see a kudu lying down. I don't know if you can see it through there. Can you see him through there?
I think so. Just keep your light on it.
Yeah. There's a beautiful kudu bull. You can see a good 1.5, if not 2 twists of the horn. And then I'll have to try and find a monkey orange on a next drive. But I'll certainly keep that in the back of my mind as we drive around and hopefully find one for you. Nope. Okay. If you would like to join us tomorrow morning, it's going to be Jark's first drive with us, trying out for the presenter position. So if you'd like to try and watch that, that's going to happen at 6 o'clock Central Africa time on his first drive. And we'll be doing a few drives while he's with us. I'm not too sure how many people are trying out, but we will keep you posted. So he is the first one to try out for the position so far. unfortunately, folks, it looks like we've come to the end of the drive. So I shall have to pop out here and hope I'm not going to get eaten by a hyena again. Okay. I'm just getting something whispered in my ear there. So if you would like to comment on Jacques and let us know what you think, then you need to send it through to tryout@wildearthsafari.tv. So if you would like to comment on the drives that Jacques will present, then please send it through there. So that's tryouts@wildearthsafari.tv. But to give him questions, then it's still the normal email address for the questions during the drive. So that's going to be tomorrow. You're going to be joining Jacques at 6 o'clock Central Africa time for the morning safari. I hope you're ready and waiting for that and very eager to join him. But from myself and Sebastian on camera, Craig back in final control, we're going to be saying goodnight. And wherever you are in the world, take care. I will see you again soon here on Wild Earth. Bye everybody.